Hey, and welcome back to today's Daily Breakthrough. Now, I don't know about you, but it seems like some people are still just starting over and always trying to just make it and get there. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to break through and get there. Stop saying someday and start saying today. So hi and welcome back to today's Daily Breakthrough. I'm Grant. I hope you've been enjoying all of these videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe with that red button below. I'd love to bring you more content every single day and make sure that you're getting all of the content as well. So today's topic is called Someday I'll. You know, years and years I've been having these conversations with business owners all over Australia. And even with my teenage kids. So it's one of those common things that keeps coming up. I'm sure you've heard it. Someday I'll get there, someday I'll do, someday I'll be. But why is it that so many business owners that might be just like you never kind of get off that roundabout or that merry-go-round, always going around and around in that startup phase? Well, I'm going to tell you why today. So imagine an island. It's like a little desert island. And on that desert island, you've got some nice things. You've got some sunshine, you can catch fish really easily. There's maybe a palm tree for some shelter. Picture it with me here. You've got this great looking little, imagine that little cartoon desert island. It may even be like Captain Jack Sparrow and have a stash of rum somewhere. I'm not sure. But you've got this little desert island and you're there and it's pretty nice. But off in the distance, you can see there's another island. And you want to get there. It's got more trees, it's bigger, and you can tell that it's surrounded by a tropical reef. It looks so much more attractive than where you are right now. But you keep looking around at where you are right now and you're like, yeah, but I'm at a tropical island, and you get a case of the yeah buts. You get a case of the comforts. And as I've said, for many people that have worked with me for years and years now that I say this, know that I say this a lot, comfort is a cancer. It will keep you stuck and it will eat away at you. If you want to be successful in business, you have to experience discomfort or be uncomfortable, at least a little bit. But let's talk about that later. Right now, let's talk about Someday I'll. So here's this island off in the distance, and you decide one morning you're going to wake up and swim over to Someday I'll. So you say, okay, someday I'll get there. There it is. Today's the day. Off I go. I'm going to swim. So you get into the water, or you make yourself a raft just like Tom Hanks did in Castaway. You've got Wilson stuck on the front of the raft, and off you go. And you start to swim out, and the island that you have been living on for the last 5 to 10 years is now behind you, and you start to swim out. And as you swim out, you notice things that you haven't seen before. Sharks, other unknown things in the water, the wind, the waves, storms, whatever it is. And it's kind of like this in your business as well. The comfort of where you are seems greater than the risk of where you're going. So what do? You have that big dangerous moment, an episode with a shark, you've gone a certain distance, and you decide to double back and go back to that island that you've been living on and stay there. And you keep looking out at Someday I'll, realizing that it's just that bit out of reach. But it's not really, because you've done the distance 3, 4, 5 or 6 times before. You know that you can do it, but you're just not willing to take the risks involved and the perceived hurts involved to get past that. And it's not until you decide that you're going to swim past the sharks, through the dangerous currents, and across the waves that you're going to get to the destination that you really want to go. Don't you deserve to be in a bigger, wider, more open space? Wouldn't it be better for you if you were on that future island, on that bigger space with more room to move? And who knows, maybe there's more people, maybe there's better opportunities, and maybe from that island you can look back at where you are now, where you're stuck, and where you're in a self-imposed captivity on an island you don't really want to be on, but you're just making do with. Isn't it time that you stretched yourself a little bit and got out of that comfort and into that Someday I'll? And how are you going to do that? Well, it's really quite simple. All you need to do is create for yourself a plan, make a commitment and stick to it and head off into that direction and don't look back. And you know, for some of you, you might be thinking, well, Grant, that's easier said than done. But all you really need is to have someone in your corner and someone to champion you along the way and to show you that it's been done before, and it has. It's been done hundreds of times before by people who are just like you. You know, anybody, including me, who is successful in business will have felt pain before. You don't just turn up and arrive here one day and say, hey, I've always been a success, and I am a success now, and I'll always be a success. Say that 10 times fast. It's kind of hard. Words are hard sometimes, especially when you're doing a YouTube video just like this. This is an example of what can be difficult when you're wanting to stretch and go out into business and go out into the world. You know, doing these sort of things, this is the 1%er that people just don't do. And I wonder what swimming past the sharks looks like for you. For me, it's this. This is me swimming past the sharks, doing YouTube videos every single day. That's what it's like. And in future videos, I'll show you just how you get past that and how you turn up every single day. Simon Sinek talks about it in his Golden Circle video, which I've spoken about in previous YouTube videos as well. But what about you? What does your someday aisle look like? And what do you have to swim past in order to get there? What are you willing to do that's different to what you're doing right now in order to swim across in an unknown environment through some dangers into your future? Frodo Baggins did it in The Hobbit, and if you have a look at The Hunger Games and a whole bunch of movies like that, there's always that hero's journey where the hero goes out, crosses over the threshold, and goes into a new territory. There's no real hero stories without swimming out, overcoming some obstacles, and moving into a space that you previously didn't have. So, what's it like for you? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Remember to subscribe, and if you'd like more resources on this, please do go to my website. The links are all below. Thanks very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.